utter woke nonsense. Yes, it's us again, the utter woke nonsense, where we talk about that issue that's been meddled for the past 5 years, mental health. That's all a joke, by the way. That's all a joke. That's just what people would probably tell us if we get more popular. They'll just tell us to grow up and grow a pair, go fight in a war, you know. That's what they'll all tell us. Yeah, this is what we do every November. You may notice I'm well, I'm not really clean shaven now, I have a bit of a stubble. But I'm clean shaven, Ash is clean shaven. What month is it? It's Movember. Or if you are a degenerate, it's No Nut November. And yeah, so this is Movember where we talk about our mental health in a big long video. Because if you don't know, and if you're new here, this is what we tend to do, usually in person. But again, we decided to do this online. Because maybe I'll actually open up more. Because I'm not going to be sat beside someone who's like, oh yeah, I enjoy it. But usually how this goes, and I've two cameras, I will switch between them afterwards. I just want to make sure people know this is the two of us. This is where we discuss our mental health, what we've been up to, how we deal with it. Because if you don't know, I suffer with mental health. I become depressed. I take antidepressants. I take sleeping medication to help me. The medicine it works sometimes, not all the time. And I just deal with my mental health. And Ash, I'm not going to speak on his behalf, but he has
Ash is a bellend.
That's his version.
Yeah, no, obviously, I will also suffer from depression and anxiety, two things that make things quite difficult. But
Yeah.
I think at this point in time, the first real avenue to go down, not to speak on your behalf, but if we take the first year, then we take the second year. I think the first year we were both depressed.
Yeah.
The second year, I think I was relatively happy, or it may have been like I think it's or yeah, relatively happy the second year, and this year is just kind of a plateau. Really, it's not like it's not been super bad this year. Like you definitely found a lot more consistency over the last couple of years. But yeah, I don't know. How are you? How are you this time round?
Oh, I'm a bit better than I was before. I'm still trying, try and cope with it. I'm now turning 22 this year, which is fucking mental. The fact that our core audience is much older than both of us, I would assume. And we we're because if people don't know, we're both. Well, I'm currently 21. I turned 22 in December, and you were 24, now 25, which is just mental to think about. Like because most people are probably in the 30s watching us, which So enjoy that one. Yeah, you bellends. But how I'm doing all right. I don't really talk about my mental health because if you don't know, usually I don't really say when I'm struggling or whatever. I just kind of try and work past it and try and push other ideas. Like I've just been recently editing the Christmas reactions and Game of Life, which I hope you're all excited to see us Game of Life own some houses and some stuff. But in all seriousness, I'm doing perfectly fine. We're not in person this time because I relatively decided with Ash that it's better if we do it online because Ash is not really a sociable person. Like he'll meet you, but he'll be like, "Hello, I met you. Now leave me alone, please. Thanks." That's generally how I view it. He's just like, "I've seen you. Now leave my house, you fat fucker." But and I respect that. I personally am going to England a lot more to see friends nowadays. If you don't know, I run a third channel because technically my second channel is one more match. I run a third channel with my friend Rose in like the Rose, and we usually go see movies together because I go, yeah, I'm free this time of year. Yeah, I know I'm free nearly every 90% of the time, but I'm like, I can probably get the money together and go see you this time and, do this, that. And that's what I usually do instead of seeing Ash. So Ash has basically shipped me off to someone else to annoy. That's pretty fun. Um, that's a joke, by the way. We do actually like each other. This is not just for the money, I swear. But in general, how I've been doing, it's been weird because I've not been depressed, but I've not really been like I've been happy, but I've not really been depressed. Like in comparison to other years, I don't know. I'm myself, I guess. I'm in this kind of
Yeah,
weird balance where I'm not happy, but I'm not sad. I'm in the middle. I'm just enjoying life. Um,
just relatively content.
yeah. If you don't know, I got new tattoos. Oh, there you go. Way, way,
Flipping off the audience.
way. That's it. And then, how am I gonna do this one? That's the Green Day tattoo, and then that's boxcar racer one. It's easier to do with my right hand than my left hand. 'Cause my left hand's like, oh, do I go this way? Do I go that way? You know. But yeah, I've been doing. Other than that, I've been doing pretty good. I commissioned some art for the channel. As you may have seen, I commissioned a lovely logo for a channel, and I've been just doing well. I've been getting more customs. I've been supplying and demanding people's wallets by going, "Can you make me a Homicide or Hernandez, please? Can you make me a James Storm?" They're wrestlers, by the way. And yeah, we I will just briefly say we did still have one more match earlier in the year, and then we came back to it because we actually found interesting things to watch, and not
Yep.
and not fucking, oh my god, who's booking ECW? Oh, it's shit, it's shit. Um, but yeah, I genuinely I think this is one of the best years we've done for watching Walford. I'm content with most of the videos we've done. Um, I look forward to people seeing the reactions and stuff coming out at Christmas. I'm content with people actually hopefully enjoying them. I'm happy that we have now built an audience that will show up for our live streams. Obviously, I don't expect people to show up on Christmas Day because, well, it's Christmas.
Busy day and all.
Yeah, it's Christmas Day. Like you've spent like 10 hours being with your family. I don't think you want to spend two an hour with fucking two gobshites talking about EastEnders. But if you do, fair enough. But yeah, we generally have people viewing in our live streams. We have people commenting. My old Michael Sharp always comments on the podcast, which I enjoy. Because I'm like, have I said anything cancelable on the podcast? Yeah, no. And then Michael Sharp reassures me. Abdul Rahim is still here. Fantastic lad. Um, but yeah, overall, I'm just generally content with the channel. I'm happy with how everything's going. I'm happy with how life is going. I'm happy with the future. Um, Watching Walford is not slowing down. It's going to continue for the next uh, 5 months. I don't know. Just it's going to continue until, yeah, that's it. We're not going to give you
Until
the,
one day we just go, fuck this.
but right now we can't ditch it because it makes us money. That is a joke. It makes us £50, not more, not too little. But I guess I've ranted enough. I'll go over to you. This is where I just become sleepy for the next half an hour as you detail everything. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, how have
I
you been?
mean, peaks and troughs, really.
Yeah,
It's alright. It's the weird thing where with how this channel happened, like this channel started, basically came to fruition, what, early 2023?
late 2022. I want to say. I'll just for our audiences, the people who are new. Sorry to rebuttal. Yeah, I'll just very quickly give the channel um speed people up the process if you don't mind, because I think I've a bit better memory than you. I think.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so at the end of 2022, Ash was doing a channel which you should check out, as it's a fantastic channel, called Easily Entertained. But one thing eluded him all the time. The one thing he loves more than watching horror films, watching soaps. And he wanted to watch soaps, but obviously, yeah, a very minute audience to
Very small
try.
niche.
Yeah, it's very hard to try and convince someone to be like, yeah, can you watch this show 352 days a year for me, please? And it's like, what? Yeah, if you don't mind. So I obviously came to him with the idea because he had floated around the idea of doing watching Walford. He floated around the idea, and I basically said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. In early days watching Watford, we absolutely hated not hated each other. There was a lot more friction, I would want to say, because I would have to basically we've become looser the more we've begun to know each other and talk more.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit weird, but for what I mean is, in early days of watching Walford, Ash was like, watch the EastEnders, write every minute detail, well, not every minute, write every detail you can, and send it to me, and then, yeah, and then he'd host the podcast.
Well, it was just the problem. The problem where it came along was I was still busy doing leather work at the time.
Yeah,
So this is me like slaving away doing all the leather work stuff, and just like I want to do this, but there's only so much time I really have to dedicate to it. Which is why at the start it was like it was the podcast and maybe like a second video. But at the start it was just the podcast for a good chunk of time.
up until August,
Um,
and then August of 2023, you were relieved of your duties. And depending on who you ask, you were relieved of your duties or you left on your own accord from the leather work. And I got a brand new laptop, and we decided we'll do Reddit videos. It started off as just like we'll just do it one time, and then we actually just continued to do it and do it. And then obviously we reacted to Christmases. I visited Ash and his brothers. Brothers are lovely people. Um, and then from there, like we did the Christmas 2023 where we did a live stream, no one showed up except for Chicken Nugget Lover 69, or oh my god, what's his actual name? Oh my god, I forget his actual name. But we showed up. He showed up and he was telling us that Martin is the dead body, and that became a running joke. And then in 2024, we decided to put boots into heels or whatever the quote is, and we decided to go full time on YouTube properly. And every Monday we would record the Reddit, and every Tuesday we'd record the Who Done It. Because originally it was in 1985, then that didn't happen, and then it was the Who Done It where we were going to do the entire Lucy Beale arc. We got a few episodes in, and then we went, yeah, we can't sustainably do this unless people are going to unless the juice is worth the squeeze. Um, so we stopped that. We started doing wrestling in late 2023 because I did run a wrestling podcast previously with my friend Ferg, who decided to step down in like March or April because he went, I just want to be, just want to do my editing job, and I respected that. And then I came to Ash and I went, you know what, we're doing like EastEnders. We might as well do wrestling because I've made wrestling references in EastEnders, like in the podcast, and we did that for a good solid year. So we'd record on a Monday, we'd record some Reddit videos, and then on the Tuesday we'd record ECW, WWE ECW, and we relatively did that. And then we would in July we would start the Christmas stuff, and we did every Christmas from 2012 to 2025. It was no 2013 to 2024. Sorry. And then continuing on from there, yeah, we just gained more and more followers, and then for the 40th anniversary, we had a good audience, and that's where we are now today. And in between that, we stopped one more match, continued one more match, probably stop it again, and then continue it.
yep.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's the history.
Um, but yeah, it was kind of and even in that time, a lot of stuff has generally happened through this time in my personal life. A lot of stuff happened, like bereavement of like family members, I lost my nan, I lost my dog of like 14 years. There was another dog that died in the middle there, and it was generally a time of pretty like stiff upheaval. And the one thing I can always attribute this channel to do is, in a weird way, I feel like most people who have like struggles can understand this. There's a certain level of kind of commitment you have to things. And if you're someone who like struggles with mental health issues, you probably don't commit to too many things and you often cancel most times. But in the same way, if you have something that is structured that you do every like Thursday, for example, you then know that you have to keep your shit together till at least whatever day you have to do the things for. And in that way, it definitely, doing this channel has definitely allowed me to kind of keep my stuff relatively together, where I go, even if I go fucking wild, I can't go wild till Thursday's done and the podcast is over, or Monday's done and we filmed all the content. Then I can deal with all the other stuff. But I need to have my shit together for that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely been something of a. It's always a bit of a weird balancing act. First and foremost, it's always been quite bizarre. But also likewise, I got certain stuff sorted. I also got on antidepressants as well. And I think that's mostly my angle for this Movember. Is I'm sure you feel it as well, but there's a different kind of depression that you have on meds and off of meds, and it's fucking bizarre
It
because when you're off meds, you will be at the fucking peaks of despair and everything will be shit and you won't want to do anything. You don't want to get up. You don't have enough, like, you don't have enough energy to even do like normal stuff. Especially I found when I would at least, when the meds start kicking in and start to at least get relatively happier, I'd started arguing with people because I actually had the energy to argue, just like actually feel compelled to like back myself in like a conversation or something. Or And it's a very weird thing that I don't feel like a lot of people kind of talk about, but it feels like, but before meds and after meds, there are different levels. Because the way I always kind of describe it is the meds kind of give you like a baseline of stuff that you won't feel. Because I used, with my depression, anxiety, it was always kind of there. It never really left. Like if I felt anxious and if I was feeling particularly anxious about something, I would feel the anxiety through my entire body as my body just kind of goes, well, shit. And then the whole body like tenses up for a little bit and then it's like shit, shit, shit. But being on meds, I'm on mirtazapine, which also helps with sleep, which is a fucking lovely thing. It's um but doing that, it feels like there's a certain like baseline of things you just don't really feel anymore. Like you still know that the anxiety's there, but it feels like it's under the surface and you can't really pick it out. And it's a very odd feeling. Do you have anything on this?
I was gonna let you continue, and then I'll chime in at the end.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
It just looked like you were going to interject. Um, but it's still a weird thing because now I'm at a point where I've been on meds for what, like 2 years now at least. And obviously that's benefited me greatly. I'm pretty sure 2024 was a pretty good year. I think for the first time in my whole life I was like, I'm pretty happy actually. I'm actually happy. Which, I feel like anybody who's had any mental health struggles, you don't really use the word happy. Happy feels a bit too fleeting. I will always say I'd rather be content because then there's not really any, like, happy kind of feels like a high that you're gonna. It feels like at some point happiness will crash in like a weird, like, pessimistic, fucking,
Everything's gonna burn.
yeah,
We're
in
all
a
gonna
slightly
die.
nihilistic kind of sense. How long, like how long can you be happy for? Shit will happen. Um, but I've reached a kind of other point where I think this year's I've definitely been less happy this year. And it's kind of definitely, I think I've just reached a natural kind of base. I'm not like plateaued. I'm not like at the deep low. But like slumps are becoming more and more prevalent. Where, if you don't know what I mean by slump, it's just, low energy, low mood, don't really feel like doing much. Kind of the things I would often do without thinking. Now my brain's like, do you really want to do that though? So it's a hard thing to balance because I know what I feel like when I'm depressed without meds because I'm fortunate enough to not be at that position anymore. And I hope I never get to that position again because it is hopeless and it is fucking miserable. It is miserable because you can't really kind of go about life, which is already fucking stressful enough. You don't really have the tools to get through it on like an easy way. It's like playing it on hard mode. Um, and I know what it's like to be depressed without meds, but I don't really know what it's like to be depressed whilst on meds. And I think that's now the kind of balancing act that I'm kind of grappling with, because I don't know, it's just very easy to mentally check out of things. It's very easy to just be like, ah, fuck it, who cares? Like, I find it, if I ever find that I'm getting sad or depressed or anything, I often find that I'll just kind of naturally become more vacant. I'll just kind of, you can slowly see my interest of doing things is like running out, and you can tell that I'm just kind of, I'm there, but like, the lights are on, nobody's home, that sort of thing. So I think that's been a new kind of, it's not been a new discovery, but it's definitely been a new kind of grappling act, because we have made a lot of strides of progress this year with the channel, and the channel is doing really well. Um, but in the same way, I've still been in a slump for like the last couple months. So yeah, it's a very hard one to piece together, honestly. Like, we're not, obviously, if I'm ever at a point where I'll have to fucking take some time away, we'll always facilitate that. But it's definitely, it's a very peculiar one to do, because there's no fix, there's no fucking easy thing. It's like a bunch of the stuff I'd come to enjoy earlier in the year, where I'd be like, earlier in the year, I was inspired by a bunch of the like spooky videos. Like, it's why we did Six the Most Evil EastEnders and the Iceberg. Because I was like, yeah, I love all these Dark Side of Reddit videos. But I've reached a point where I just don't like those videos anymore, because I've watched too many of them. Where I'm just like, fuck, these fucking videos are all the fucking same. It's all the same shit story. I can't be asked. And then it's like, okay, so I don't like those anymore. Now I got to find something else that I like. But it also means I've got to find something else to do. I don't know. It's a very fortunate position to be in, honestly, where I'm not particularly I'm not like I'm not doing great, but I'm not like deep in the depths of depression. So it can always be better. Or like it can always get worse as such.
I they chime in here on the depression with meds. It's a weird feeling. It's like the only example I have two examples. It's like the lights are on when no one's home, but you're still aware of your surroundings and like what you're doing. It's kind of like when Peter Parker takes the symbiote, and he gets the symbiote, and basically he's asleep, and the symbiote like goes around New York, controlling like shit, and like doing stuff on his behalf while he's asleep. It's kind of like that, where you're aware of stuff, but you're kind of just here. You're just like, yeah, I'm here. Oh, you doing much? Nah, just I'm here. Yeah,
I'd imagine it's like you're essentially just clocking in, clocking out. Like,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing just about enough to get by, not too little that questions get asked, and not too much that you just feel exhausted.
yeah, and that's honestly sorry. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm clocking out, boys. Um, but it's honestly, yeah, it's like medication, like for for people who suffer from depression. It's not just an easy fix that you can do. It does take time to fully.
Oh, it is a journey.
Yeah, it is. It does take time, and it does take. You do have to. Something on my headphone. I really don't know. It does take time to adapt, and you do like have to kind of go with the flow. It's why it's a harder, like if someone like it's kind of it's why I find like getting tattoos and shit to therapeutic. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Um, and if you generally want how I go about my meetings with my mental health team, they go, "Oh, Piggy, nice to see you. You doing all right? Yeah. Doing anything lately? Nah, just YouTube. All right. Um, anything else? Nah. Anything bothering you? Nah. All right, we'll see you in 3 months. All right. Because I don't really open up. I'm kind of more closed, I guess. But I find that doing this helps a lot, and it's why I wouldn't really stop doing it until the wheels fall off or I just become burnt out.
Yeah.
Because there's something special about doing a niche program to niche people and making some money. I know bringing up the money a lot, but I'm just saying there is something so funny about people will actually watch us review a show that's only made in Britain and well, yeah, in Britain, and is only broadcast
I
to
mean, I always make the joke that like we basically found a way to, and once again, we'll say monetize. We're not making that much money from this.
no.
It's not like YouTubers who are like, thanks for keeping the lights on. Like, we're making fuck all money, so don't worry about that. But it's definitely I found a way to technically get paid for doing shit I was doing anyway. But now it's given a platform for our voice and our opinion about shit that I would be doing anyway. So that's always pretty cool. And I think it's the thing with it's the thing doesn't really translate because like if you say this and obviously I mean you've taken up this kind of school of thought where if you have a project to work on, it is something that you do kind of try keep your once again, you try and keep your shit together for it. So like, yeah, sure, you could have a wild 2 weeks and show up half pissed one day, but like if it fucks up the thing that you've done for fucking like we've done a podcast pretty much every week for what 140 weeks.
There's been 2 or 3 exceptions. The one exception was we did a podcast, but I showed up half sleepy and wasn't saying much. I had too much popcorn from the cinema, and then Ash just got pissed and was like, "Fuck this! I'll do it myself." Fuck. You know, he didn't. He didn't say "fuck you," but he just went, "I'll fucking do it myself." And then the other time was
When you were traveling.
I was traveling, and
I think
again,
was it when you were coming back from America?
there was also the one where I was in America where I couldn't
Yeah.
really commit because again, it's all right. I need to preference this for people. I can do podcasts in England when I'm on holiday if I'm in a hotel room. If I'm staying at my friend's
Yeah.
house, I don't want to be like, all right, Ross, nice to see you. Now get out the fucking way. I have to review EastEnders. Fuck off. Like I
See
don't
you in 4 hours.
like it's why I've made it clear to my dad because we're going to England for Christmas. Not like on for Christmas week, but like around Christmas time we're going to London because he really
Yeah.
wants to explore like the Winter Festival in London. I've told
Yeah,
him
fair.
I can pretty much go. I'm just going to when I arrive in England. I'm just going to take 5 minutes. No, well, not 5 minutes, about an hour for an hour and a half to record a podcast and to do like the the reactions. I won't be able to edit them down, but
Yeah.
I'll just be there, and obviously I'll be more silent because obviously I'll be on internet Wi-Fi, so I won't really be like, well, I'll host this, and then it's like poo, and it's like okay, whatever you said, Piggy. Um, yeah, so it's only been like 2 to 3 times I've missed it, but generally if I miss it, it's Ash who does it. The only exception I know that Ash missed in quotations is there was one time where his brother like slipped on leaves and broke his ankle, so he couldn't do it on the Saturday. I think we were recording on the Saturday at the time, so he couldn't do it
Yeah.
on the Sunday either. So he did it on the Monday, but it was very
Yeah.
rushed because it was like, I'm very stressed, Peggy. Don't say anything about me, please. I'm very stressed. And I was like
Yes.
walking. I'm not like saying it's walking on eggshells with Ash, but when Ash is in a mood, you know, he's like Steve Blackman. He's gonna fuck you up, mate. And he's thankfully adhered to listening to my shit rants and everything for the good 6 years now. So yeah, but yeah, I've only missed the podcast like 2 to 3 times, and that's it. Yeah, pretty much it.
I'd say it makes me sound like a demon. It's more like just don't be an asshole. Just be
Yeah,
conscious. Just
yeah.
like I'm quite reasonable for the most part.
I
Like
like.
I'll always make the joke, but I remember the time where I fully like twisted. I've I think I sprained my ankle essentially, and then I was like, all right, let's get the podcast done soon so I can chill the fuck out. And then I'm pretty sure this is the last time I was genuinely pissed off. And then Piggy just goes, "You're not gonna like it, but I need a nap." And I'm like, "I've just twisted my fucking ankle, you prick. What the fuck do you mean? I'm sat here with a fucking ankle double the size, and you're like, I just need 2 more hours. I'm like, fucking. So here's me, like, leg up on the fucking table, just like in agony, just like, fucking this dickhead. It's.
I remember one of the classic watching Walford moments was we were doing a Walford on tap, and something serious happened in the episode, and then Ash was trying to do the outro, and I turned to him and I went, read the room, Ash. And then it just generally got pissed off at me, and he just went, fuck you, boy.
It was like 1 to 100, where I'm like, fuck this. Why the fuck would you say that?
But generally, we've not had like any actual bickering moments. We're not like those YouTubers who secretly hate each other, but we're actually just here for, because we have to. We generally are friends now. Compared to early days of watching Walford, where we knew each other, but we were like,
Well, it's just we didn't really know each other was the problem, and it didn't work that way. So, we had to adjust. But it was like, all right, here's me. Here is my very structured approach. And then when I stopped doing the leather work, it's like, all right, now here's for me. All right, time to wake up at 9. We're gonna do stuff at 9. Gonna get all the videos done. And he's like, I can't do this shit, man. But yeah, it just we've been doing it for like nearly coming up to what 2.5 years, 3 years.
24 years nearly. Yeah.
So there are obviously going to be ebbs and flows, but fundamentally, it's definitely become a pretty. It's not like it's a hard commitment. I think this year we've done a lot of good progress in trying to show off what we can be capable of. Like with the one thing that's been really cool to see, and it's been cool to see that we've actually started to try and upgrade some of the stuff we do. Like we've been doing the video essays, which is a pretty big deal, because it was always something, and it was like, oh yeah, I could do that, and then I'd try do it, and it wouldn't get anywhere. Or like with the first of the 6 The Most Evil EastEnders video, where it took me like 6 months to actually edit the fucking thing. Where we did it in we recorded it like I think the week after the anniversary, and then I went, I can't be fucked to edit this shit. And then we did the iceberg, and then I think we chilled for a little bit, and then I brought it back for the how do you get into EastEnders video, and the Hollyoaks was it worth it time jump, which kind of perfectly came out at the right time as well. Like it came out just before the anniversary, so all the hype, and obviously it's a weird thing whilst doing like soap content, because I mean, a part of me feels bad for the people who a part of me feels bad for people who don't actually do the regular content during like Christmas or February, for example. That shit pops off. That shit goes crazy. Like
It popped off.
We have extra Christmas. Like Christmas is often the best time of the year for content creation because people have more time off, and also it's one of the best times because of Christmas in soap is the biggest time of the year. And then we got to do it, like, especially this year. Then we had the 40th anniversary, which went crazy as well. Then we've just had the fucking Hollyoaks 30th anniversary. It's fucking wild. It's a wild how the soap calendar fucking happens.
I believe the next live stream will be us on Christmas Day, and then we will be back together to do a crossover for Coronation Street and Emmerdale, I believe. Because I said I'll do that one. Even though I've not.
I'm sure in December we could probably we've not actually discussed. We could probably just record the podcast live and like set a time, and we'll do it like later on. We'll do like a live recording of the podcast.
What the fuck? Fucking Belfast bombing's going on over here.
Well, within reason. But
Yeah.
we could probably, I imagine at Christmas we can all get together and do the podcast live.
We could. We'll think about it. We don't know yet. We'll think about it. Also, just on the anniversary weeks, the first anniversary week was so good we got banned from YouTube, so that was good.
Yeah,
the classic moment from the podcast, from the fucking Watching Walford archives. Yeah,
you just banned us for no reason.
I think about it a lot, and just like I'm so grateful this is my fucking job. Well, not a job, it's a hobby, but I'm just so glad it is, because Like you're telling me I gotta sit in front of my webcam, hello webcam, and I just get to rant about like why Anthony fucking Truman sucks for 20 minutes, and then I get to leave and eat my breakfast and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll always kind of joke about it being like a, oh, because it is, because it's that funny thing with people who do content creation will often get really uppity and be like, don't say my job's not hard because it is hard. And it's like, yeah, but also you just get to make content and you release it. And if you're a successful channel, you'll have millions of views. Like, and you can have millions of views for like fucking, it's, so like, I don't understand the people who are like, it's like you even see it with people who like live stream for a living. They're like, oh, live streaming's so hard, man. It's like, you literally, you stream to a group of people who are already accustomed to like you. Like, you are surrounded by people who probably like you already. But I mean, hey, people are doing a lot more a lot more highbrow stuff than we're doing, so
I mean,
maybe give us another 5 years.
yeah, I mean, let me just get my clicker out and do a Hassan. Get down, doggy. Um, it's been 2 months. We can make that joke. Yeah, hopefully you understand the reference I'm making. Yeah, that's good. Um, but yeah, I do. Yeah, I do find it funny when people like, oh, my life's so. Yeah, so you'd rather. So hold on here. Your life is so hard that you get out of your bed, you walk into your chair, you sit down in your chair, you look at the camera, and you go, wow, you won't believe what happened today with this YouTube drama. You just won't believe it. And you get to rant for 20 minutes about fucking Mr. Beast selling cocaine in his candy bars. And then you send it off to an editor in India that gets paid about 5 rupees. And then fucking he blasts out into your YouTube channel. Your life's hard. You wouldn't prefer to do a fucking office job where you have to sit there for 9 hours and listen to fucking Greg talk about why you can't put his computer on when it's not plugged in. Oh my god, your life is so hard. Like, grow up.
My favorite ones are where it's like, I'm gonna go get a real job. Okay, I got a real job. I'm gonna go back to streaming full time. Like, yeah, of course
But
you are.
it's just funny because I don't want to make this like a negative about YouTubers like complain that their job's too hard. But in
Like,
comparison,
obviously, I will respect people who do actually put like fucking genuine effort
yeah,
into doing it. I am fully 100%. Like, the people who do like video essays for a living, the people who do genuine hard, like people who do like travel shit. Like, if you are making these big, bold, like grand productions, fair play. But if you are like a fucking content react streamer, you're like, oh, it's just so hard. Wow, I can't believe Moist Critical has said he doesn't want the Twitch money. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, that's lowbrow shit. And it's like, even what we do with the Reddits, it is pretty much lowbrow shit. It's not like we're putting fucking oodles of effort into the Reddit videos. But at least we are trying to kind of do more of the high production stuff, which is obviously, gives me life after doing this for 2 years. Like, I definitely reached a point where I was like, am I really just gonna be someone who reads fucking Reddit all day? I, I don't want to be. I don't just want to read Reddit every fucking day. I need something else to do with my time. I can't just, if I have to read Reddit every week for fucking years, I'm gonna fucking cry. But we found a nice little middle ground now. One
um,
thing that's been cool as well, it's been cool to start doing the writing more and releasing the writing as a piece of writing. Because it's not my strongest suit, never really been the best writer, but it's opened it up for a different like kind of facet. Because, and I've said this on multiple different occasions, but it's still wild to be in a situation where we're more successful than most YouTubers, because most YouTubers they don't get 100 subs. So like, actually get monetized getting over 1,000 is a pretty big deal. Like, most people, like most of my other channels, I think that my highest sub count was like 140. So like, unless you do like a concerted effort with your like main niche, it can be pretty hard to actually gain any traction. So we've done well to get to this point. And but even then, so still, still releasing the writing and releasing the video essays. It's not what we do. We don't normally do those sorts of videos. So it is still really fun to just release, like, hey, here's the script, release it into the void. And then, oh shit, people are actually reading it and actually people are enjoying my opinions. Because I do feel like I get some form of like weird imposter syndrome where it's like, do people actually give a shit about my opinions on things? Like, I just imagine, because of how YouTube works, I imagine people just react to the thumbnail and then go from there. So there's always a bit of like weird imposter syndrome about. There's always a bit of weird imposter syndrome about technically being like a personality.
I mean, yeah, I would. I do agree with that. So I was just looking at the comments on our podcast because, I like to check to see if anyone's actually watching the podcast because we're not getting rid of it. I just want to make sure people are watching it. But I find it funny because I don't want people to actually take my opinions. Like, I don't care if you take my opinions and you use them as like your basis for your opinion, if that makes sense. Like, I don't care if you think Anthony Truman is the best character ever because we told you it is. I want you to have an actual opinion of of what you think is happening in the EastEnders and shit. But if you use my opinion, go ahead. I don't know where it'll get you. I'll probably get you banned off Reddit if I had to guess. But like, in comparison, I just hope that you generally, have your own opinions. You do your own thing. And yeah, I do agree with the imposter syndrome. It does feel weird because I do like checking the YouTube comments, going, people actually comment on this, and then it's like there's 2 comments on an EastEnders video, 4 comments on a Hollyoaks video. Bollocks! I've not peaked. I don't care about Piggy. I do remember when I did like a video in February for the anniversary where I reacted to the 2010 anniversary. Like, I did thoughts about it. And I remember people going, "Oh my god, Peggy's finally doing a solo video." I know, it's
Yeah,
mental.
it was like that with the
Iceberg.
It was like that with the iceberg, where you did that, and I'm sat there like, I didn't put myself in the credits. Where's my credit? I edited this. I reworked the script for this. But no, it's always fun as well
It's
because.
always,
Oh, you can answer.
it's always fun when people comment about me because I don't want to say like it feels weird, but I'm obviously the second player in this. I know I am. So it is funny when I'm literally, I don't want to say I'm the Luigi of this because that would make you the Mario. But when essentially people go, "Oh, Piggy, you've actually done something with the channel." Like, yeah, I've done. Yeah, tell me about a wretched man. Tell me, go on. Oh, go on. Like I find it funny when
And
people.
obviously the joke is Piggy is always. It's not like I'm sat there like, no, not allowed to do that. Piggy. It's Piggy. Piggy's always allowed to do other shit.
I
Just never does.
yeah, I've
He usually just edits a bunch of stuff in the background. So
yeah, I just like I compare it to like I want my role in the channel to be sort of like I'm still here, but I'm kind of just in the background. Like will occasionally appear in videos. Like I've always said that you can do Hollyoaks and Coronation Street and Emmerdale and any other sub you want, just as long as I'm still a part of the channel. And if I ever do a solo video, I actually want it to be where it's like, oh, Piggy's making his one solo video of the year. Let's go, or of every 6 months. Like to peel back the curtain, earlier this year, I remember for the 40th anniversary, we were having discussions about the future of the channel, and I remember I felt like I felt like I was gonna be assassinated here. I like to imagine in my head. I like giving scenarios where I was like brought into a room. I was not brought into a room. I was in a Discord call, and it was like it was like when you say a funny joke, but it's slightly. I don't want to say slightly racist, but it's a funny joke, but it's inappropriate, and you're brought into the office, and like the boss is talking to you. I remember I was like, "Oh, Piggy, just want to talk to you." And I'm like, all right, what's wrong, Ashley? So I think I want to make the channel all about me. I want to do my videos. I want to do this with myself. And I went, yeah, but who helped you make the channel? And yeah, but fuck you. And essentially, he spent an hour just going, yeah. I want to do it my way now. End the podcast, end everything. Zolo videos. Let's go. like Ash is
And obviously, you had to stand your ground, just like,
yeah.
yeah, nah.
I
Which
basically,
obviously for the better of the channel, because if it was just me, it would have fizzled out already. So
which I love because I just turned to him like, you can do it if you want, but like it does work as a two-person system. Like this, oh, maybe it does. Yeah, maybe you can stay employed for the 41st anniversary. Maybe. Um, but yeah, no, that
I
honestly,
think this was after Christmas. It was after
yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
because there was so much like extra solo stuff I was doing at the time. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking nailing this. And also when we were having like unprecedented growth, where we finally hit monetization. We were all like, basically everything was progressing really rapidly. And I'm not always too good at actually figuring out the best course to do anything. So it's like, okay, it's all popping off, and it's all popping off because of me. It's like, yes, brain, yes, it's all because of you. It's like, oh, it's fucking just insane.
It was like, yeah, I felt
But
like
hey, look, we all have egos. We all have egos.
I just,
Mine
yeah,
gets out of hand sometimes.
yeah, I described it as like being brought into HR over a complaint. Just like, yeah, Piggy, we don't want to fire you, but we are not renewing your contract. So, like, you know, um, yeah, if you don't know what my fundamental role though, if you don't know it
And then
already,
I'm pretty sure we still even recorded videos after
yeah,
that.
we
Like, it's like fucking.
yeah, I
And then it's
based.
like, okay, we've had this argument, and I've basically said, "Fuck you, Piggy, useless." Um,
Have you
and
record?
then we recorded the weeks of videos.
It was funny. I also just saw. I'll go through my role in the channel in a minute, but that was funny because it was like, yeah, Piggy, you're not shit, right? But look, shall we record the videos? And I was just like, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, I literally felt like I was being brought into HR. I was like, oh no, my fundamental hell. But I will say, if you don't know my role in the channel, and then I'll go through Ash's role in a minute. My role is I'm mostly a background personnel. I appear in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Essentially, argue that you're essentially the producer.
You're not the high man. You're the producer.
No, but like in that sense, pressing all the buttons, putting all the shit on the screen, editing all the weekly stuff. When it comes to actually editing, like, doing well, it was just slowly about like increasing your role, really, because like how this channel like initially was just like, for me, for some reason, my brain is like, yeah, this will be like all the big channels where it's like, hey, here's some scripted stuff, here's some shows, here's some big shows. And then in my brain, it's like, all right, eventually Piggy's gonna have his own show, and eventually we're gonna be so bloody busy, there's barely any time. Obviously that hasn't taken shape because it's taken ages to get anywhere with anything. Like I only now start actually cracking on with scripted content like 2 years deep. Um, but that was where I like had it initially. And I think at that time I'm like, he's just not progressed where I want him to be.
like a dad when you're not progressing in football.
Why are you not a semi-pro footballer? Dad, I'm 4 years old. Yeah, well.
Your granddad was pro by the time he was 3. Uh, but like it was just funny. And then yeah, my role is basically I'm a producer. I press all the buttons. See, look, one, two, one, two. Um, and yeah, I originally when I got my PC because Ash made me this PC, and shipped it. That was a journey in itself. But when I got the PC, my only role was to like do the podcast and basically edit the podcast, I believe, or just do the weekly videos, and then vice versa. I was like, I'll do the podcast as well and edit them. And then last year we
It was
found
also because at the time it was like I was still doing everything, and I was like, okay, so I need to edit all the videos out. I need to make all the thumbnails. I need to set what everything's going to upload. And then I was having a nightmare. Really, just like, oh, God, I don't want to have to do anything. I don't have to do it. Like all the Christmas edits were me. Like I was just like, I'm fucking sick of this. And then like the first day you got the PC, you're like, I'll do it. Oh, what? Yeah, I'll do it. It's easy. Oh.
yeah. See, the difference was, and it's kind of funny because it's how I watch EastEnders in a sense. Ash would like basically and correct me if I'm wrong, he would basically render out the videos when we finished recording, whereas
Yeah, yeah.
where I instead go, hold on here, mate, you're gonna sit here while I render this video out. Fuck you, I'm making it worth your time. You're getting that 50p from YouTube. And then
Yeah, yeah, and like, well, it was because and that definitely annoyed me for a while because it's like now I have to sit, but because I was like we'd record all the videos, I'd get them all ready, and then for the next like hour after we'd or 2 hours after we'd finished recording, it's like, and time to edit this video, and time to edit that video, and then like 2 hours on, I'm like, ah, fucking. Like Piggy's like gone to bed and he's having a nap, and I'm just like sat there like still plugging away like fuck you.
but and basically throughout watching Walford, I've sort of grown to press all the buttons, and I kind of do the scripting work for some videos, not all of them, and I try and push my ideas forward. Some of them get past production lines, some of them don't. Um, but yeah, I've basically edited Game of Life, 06, 07, and 24 reactions, and I'm going back to do 02 because 02 got copyrighted. And yep, that's something wrong with the system. But that's pretty much my role, is just producer, and your role is lead man, because
My role
you
is the talent.
the Ocho, as I call him. He always
Say my name.
say his name, and he
I am the one who does all the videos. I am the one. Fucking Breaking Bad, of course. I am the one who knocks. I mean, my role is just do everything really. Like it's fucking just how it is. Obviously have a background in doing a bunch of YouTube and doing a bunch of editing. So anytime any big video essays or any like any video that isn't just hey edit this down in about 2 minutes or edit this like hour thing down into like 20 minutes, that's usually not me. But anything like all the video essays were mine. For the first year of Christmases, everything was me. Then the next one, it was kind of split. Um, and obviously, covering all the Hollyoaks, all the Coronation Street, and yeah, I don't know. I run and manage the channel. That is my role. Um, it's it's definitely. I mean, the one thing you can even look back on like where we started. Like I just looked at like I just pulled up a random video and it was me talking over a black screen. It's like, what? How was I putting this out? How was I putting this out as fucking content? Like, this is just me talking about a storyline. It's not even a picture as the background. Like, we definitely had humble beginnings. We definitely didn't know shit at the start, and we've definitely grown to the occasion through time. Like, a part of me is glad we didn't kind of pop off immediately, because if we popped off with that shit content, like, good Christ, we've definitely like built up to fill the shoes that we've kind of that we have.
yeah
It has improved.
yeah it's amazing it's amazing what age can do to people. Like it's just
Old man Ash,
I
39-year-old man.
he's 25, but like I love watching like the Christmases back, like the reactions, and just anytime he can, he doesn't specifically say back in my day, but he goes, man, I just miss the times when phones weren't that prevalent. I miss that time. You were 5. You were fucking 5, mate. Calm down.
Still miss it.
Just it always gets me. It'd be like I'm currently doing O2 reactions again, like editing
I
them
just
down.
like the time period.
Yeah, and I'm editing down, and then I shit you not, like 5 minutes in to the actual episode, he's just like, man, I missed this time period. I'm like, what do you mean? I miss when phones weren't that prevalent. And I'm like, you were 2 here, you were 2, and he's like, I know, and I was like, yeah, you're fucking 2. I'm not born yet. it's also funny when like, because obviously my other friends, Flora and Rose, it's funny when they like are talking. It's like funny because there'll be stuff that I was part of my childhood, like the VTech, which was a gaming console, and it's funny when I remember that was a part of my childhood, but it probably wasn't a part of theirs because they were a bit older. Like some of them are like they're older than me by 2 years, so it's funny in that sense, and also it's funny when I'm like, do you guys remember? Do you guys remember Tiny Pop? You guys remember Tiny Pop? No? No one remembers Tiny Pop? No one remembers Lely Kelly's? The slickest
I
shoes?
remember Lily Kelly's.
Did you ever want
Um,
a
something like
pair?
that. Lily Kelly. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever want a pair of Lely Kelly's?
No, I always
Damn.
wanted a pair of Heelys.
You could still get a pair, you know?
I don't trust it. I'm aging by the day. I'm gonna fall over and injure myself.
I'm just imagining
This
you.
has gotten way off This got way off topic.
Ah, yeah, but it's just
Um,
part of the video.
I suppose to weirdly crescendo it. I think it's been a progression as we have slowly progressed. We've slowly added more and more. Like if you told us at the start that within like a year or so I'd be covering Hollyoaks and Coronation Street on a weekly basis, I am still glad I don't cover it in as much detail as I was going to. Like when I was doing a massive like weekly, I was basically doing a weekly recap of both of Hollyoaks at some point, which thank fuck I don't do anymore. And I started doing them for Coronation Street, but I also wasn't enjoying the show. So thank fuck I don't do like a weekly like there are other podcasts. I don't know if there's a Hollyoaks podcast, but there's definitely one for Coronation Street. But
Well, actually,
um,
it's time that we become a Hollyoaks podcast to reinvade that space.
uh, nah, we're fine. We've already got the Hollyoaks audience. It'll be fine. Time to make a second channel called Hollyoaks, Watching Hollyoaks. I don't know. But it's
Ho-
definitely we definitely increased it all at different points in time, and hopefully it just continues to like grow and develop. Like I said, I still think the video essays are pretty cool, and we have gotten like a really good reception for them. Like most of the video essays are cracking at least 1,000 views, which is sick. I think the Hollyoaks time jump hit over what 3K, maybe 4K. That's fucking cool. Um, and it's just about continuing them, even though it's a weird thing where I'm kind of mentally psyching myself out where I go, oh shit, I need to get a video essay done by Friday. And it's like, no, there is no actual strict schedule on them. Like if I get it done, it gets done. But if I don't, it's fine. I'll just take more time to do it. But one thing that's definitely made it a lot cooler is I figured out a way to make the edit not take fucking 7 weeks. And that meant I got 2 video essays done in 2 weeks when it took me like 6 months to do the six most evil EastEnders video. So that's fun. That's a necessary progression. Don't spend 7 years working on one video. But yeah, it's growth. It's growth. I think it's more of the same. Mental health wise, not the best I've ever been, but I'm not in the pits of despair. Like we'll manage. We'll get fucking through it anyways. Um, and I don't know. It's kind of turned into just talking about the channel for an hour. Who even gives a shit about mental health?
yeah, bloody woke nonsense. Am I right, lads? Um, I guess I'll just end this off. Oh, that's. Oh, am I plugging my other channel? Jesus, putting the wrong overlay over. Um, but I guess
That's the one thing we didn't actually relate to. We do have a Movember page. We do have a Movember link
yeah,
that you
but
can donate to.
yeah, donate down below, please. We didn't
We didn't
mention it.
actually mention it in that at all, but it is there.
Yeah. I guess to end it, I'll just quickly go through. I've been listening again to music more. Been listening to some Midwest emo, which is funny because I was in Ash's stream the other day, and fucking some guy played like Rhett and Link's discography, and then I was like, Ash, I don't understand a word of this, and then Ash just singing a fucking like parody Midwest emo song, and I couldn't stop laughing. Um, but yeah, also listen to the Super Jesus. a fantastic, I think Australian band. Obviously Abandoned Pool, still listening to them. Obviously still listening to fucking Green Day and Blink 182, and I'm listening to Empty Parking Lot and Scooped Up as well. Just yeah, Midwest emo. Going through my Midwest emo phase. It's not a phase, Mom. I can change any time. But yeah, that's November. We spend an hour talking about the channel. We spend an hour talking about our mental health. We
Feel free to donate
free
to
the
the Movember page.
yeah.
Obviously, it's still the thing. It's not like we're like not to be lazy, but we aren't exactly like we're not doing anything particularly special. We're doing what we do normally, but I don't know. Maybe at the end of the month, if we get paid, that'll all go to Movember, just like our normal donations do. Still an important cause, men's mental health. Even then, so still very important. Definitely glad that we're at the stage where people actually talk about it rather than keeping it all bottled up, because obviously that only manifests in, like, I feel like we've all done it. We've all let it bottle up, and as for me, I'll always when mine typically gets really bad, it's because I'll end up putting too much pressure on something that I only realize when I fully like break. Is I realize that most of the pressure was put on it by me. So it's like, I'm the only one who's pushing this forward. I'm the only one who's deciding how important this is. And then obviously it all like bubbles over and kind of freaks out. But yeah, it's an important thing. It's obviously, I think this is year 3 of Movember.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a pleasure to do some charity work.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next one. Donate to our Movember page, and we'll see you in the next one again. Bye bye. Bye bye.